Hi guys, there's a new Kickstarter up for a Mega Drive shooter called Cyber Mission being developed by PSCD Games. This is a side-scrolling shoot 'em up inspired by Final Mission on the NES and Capcom's arcade shooter Forgotten Worlds. I immediately thought of Forgotten Worlds when I saw the trailer, and I absolutely loved that game as a kid on both the Mega Drive and Amiga. Not as familiar with Final Mission on the NES, but having played the demo, now I can say that this was definitely designed to be closer to Final Mission. Final Mission was its original title in Japan and seemingly only saw a UK release in Europe, where it was renamed Action in New York. In North America it went by the rather unfortunate name of SCAT, Special Cybernetic Attack Team. In Cyber Mission, the controls are A to fire and C to change the direction of your options or satellites, which also fire. These satellites are really what makes the game very similar to Final Mission. Pressing C changes them from pointing either left or right and will stay firing in this direction regardless of the direction in which you point your character and therefore main shot. Some fine tuning of the position of these satellites can be done with X and Y on a 6-button pad, but something doesn't feel quite right about this setup, and in the demo's readme file, PSCD highlight the fact that the mechanics of the satellites have not yet been implemented properly. So hopefully they come up with a decent solution for this in the final game or even in the next demo. Being able to accurately direct these on the fly will make a huge difference. The readme file also suggests that the idea will be to have 3 modes for these. Free mode, where they always fire in the opposite direction from your main shot. A fixed mode where you choose either direction, which is I suppose what the C button does in the demo, and manual mode where you choose the angle precisely, which at the moment is done with X and Y but is very fiddly. The demo is one short level with a boss at the end. The boss is typical of shooter bosses in that it seemed hard, but once I'd quickly learned its attack patterns, it was a piece of cake to beat without taking much damage. When you defeat the boss, it just loops back to the start. In the final release, defeating this first boss will take you to a hub from which you can play the game's remaining levels in any order, a system which I really appreciate as I can be terrible at shooters, so it lets me see more of the game this way. There are numerous pickups you can collect by shooting these canisters. These include shot upgrades, different shot types like lasers, and other bonuses like increased speed. The graphics and colours seem really nice so far, not the best visually on the console sure, but some good use of colour, and the screenshots of the levels not featured in the demo show the final game will have a lot more variety. The sound seems only okay so far, but there's some quite cool voice effects when you collect items, etc. It plays really well and I had a lot of fun playing through the demo. It was just hard enough to keep me coming back without being brutal. Difficulty is something which can really put me off shooters, particularly those from the 16-bit era. But to really grip me, this is going to need some embellishments like some cool weapons, maybe some better visual effects like some improved parallax scrolling, some harder music. The shooter genre on the Mega Drive is quite busy, especially in Japan, and there are a few really impressive looking indie shooters on the way too, so it's going to have to do a little bit more to really wow, I think. The Kickstarter goal is only €15,000 and they've promised some of this extra stuff in stretch goals, so hopefully they'll add some cool stuff. They've mentioned adding new characters and weapons and so on if certain goals are met. Obviously the final game will also have a co-op mode, something for which both Final Mission and Forgotten Worlds were known. If PSCD are watching, I'd absolutely love the addition of a Forgotten Worlds style shop to buy upgrades and weapons, which I suppose would also necessitate the addition of some kind of collectible currency in game, or maybe using points earned during the stage. I've backed the boxed version, but you can go for cart only, and many will be pleased to hear there's also the coveted ROM only version for just €10. The Kickstarter is linked below and runs until May the 19th. Anyway, I'll leave a full run of the demo on now without any interruption. The demo plays really well despite the satellite mechanics not being fully implemented. Definitely recommend you check it out for yourselves when the demo becomes publicly available. Let me know what you think so far. Cheers.